Hey, good morning guys. About the first week of June 2021, we have a unboxing here of sorts. This is your clue. I'll give you even a bigger clue. This is the newest green stripe hopper, now being manufactured in-house at American Changer in Florida. This is a predecessor now to, of course, the original green stripe hopper and the yellow evolution hopper. And I opened it yesterday, took a peek, and it's got some great features. So we're going to go over those right now. We're going to show you how it works, and then as long as nobody says anything, we're going to take it apart and see what makes it tick. That's what we used to do as kids, right? Disassemble everything and see how it worked. All right, let's get on with it here. We've got it on our bench. We will hook it up to our test fixture here. As you can see, has a harness that goes into the back. Now what's under here, we don't know yet. Okay, the plate looks like the original plate, and I'm sure it is. However, we get rid of that clunky connection, which was always a problem. They just didn't seem to last as long as the hopper itself. So anyways, as you can see, this harness has got the standard small plug 5-wire, I think it's 7 pins, that will go into our green display board. So top left, it's upside down, so it will go here. This is a board which is used, and we use it for our test jig, and I'm not sure what it is programmed for, if it's for CC Talk yet or not. So let's do this. Let's put some coins in it. We can, you know what, to save a little time having to dump them out, I'm going to jump this across. We'll still show you that it dispenses coins, but I don't have to empty them then before I take it apart. Alright, so we have our little trick here. We have the left 2 lugs as you're looking at it. Of course, now there is only 2 on the left. There is not any more here. Okay, so we'll get 4 coins ready. Doesn't really make any difference if we use nickels or quarters, because it should be universal. Alright, powering up. Our MEI made the correct noises. Let's see if our board, yeah, it's ready to go. We're in service. And let's go. Alright, I'll put 4 coins through it. 4 coins out. So we're good to go. Let's give me a second here, and I will unhook everything, and we're going to take the side off of this and see what makes it tick. We're going to see how much of it looks like it's similar to the original green stripe as far as the belt and everything else. Alright, they have a nice plug here, so when you're removing it from your change machine, of course it's hard if the hopper is not anchored down. Anyways, this will be a new harness, which I'm sure we will carry once we order some backup parts for it. Alright, we're going to take apart the working side, which is always the side with, how many, 9, 6? Yeah, it's always the side with 9 screws. Good idea, guys, when you're disassembling stuff. I still do it after all these years. I like to have a cup for for all my parts, hardware. Not that we're going to leave them out or forget them, but it's a good reminder. All right, a little easier to get these two that are recessed out. I use one of my mining magnets. As you can see, super strong. Oh, these are stainless steel, so they're non-magnetic. All right, what we do then, dip it on its side, give it a little tap, got the last two screws out. All right, now, I always do this with the plug side, which is no longer forward towards me, so I can see what's going on. But let's take it apart this way. You want to be sure you don't lose these dust covers. Now there's one on each side. It used to be on oh, pardon me, they're on both sides. And if they fall out, if they're loose, I just put a piece of blue tape over those. Alright, well, this looks like it has been tested and run in the shop, which they told me they were going to do on all of them now. And the way to tell, this is definitely a belt out of an original style green hopper. Okay, the reason I can tell is the color. However, I take the idler off. I always do this. When you guys put these belts back on, if you have one little cog, and it's going to be on the bottom, out of place, it's not going to spin. It's going to catch at some point. Okay? So, here's a little trick too I want to show you. In putting this idler wheel back on, you see how there's a space here with about 4 cogs. You stay away from, point to it with a cleaning Q-tip, you stay away from that little stud there, because you want to put that idler in between there. It's just easier to get it on. Okay, do this, you hold the belt towards the center just a little bit, and it goes on just like that. Now there's no more spinning of this belt because you're not going to turn this motor. So anyways, the gearbox cover looks the same as the original green stripe, which there was never an issue there. And let's put it back together. This can be the tricky part, guys. You have to put it on absolutely square, and there's no forcing it. In other words, it should fall into place. Reach around it. Make sure there's not a gap. If you get over here, say, and there's a 3/16 gap, it's not down. Okay? Now, keep in mind you are putting screws, stainless steel screws, very tough screws, into plastic. So I've done several thousand of these, and I really know what my drill can do. Now, this is a 2-watt drill, and I use this sometimes. It's just a little slower, but it does just as good a job. So we're just going to continue around. This is like putting on a spare tire you learned when you were in school by your dad. You go around. Don't tighten everything at the bottom. Go around. For you mechanics out there that have put on a set of cylinder heads, you start in the middle and you go around in a circle. Okay? So this drill is plenty strong. Like I said, for the impatient, just a little bit slower. Then I go back to my first two. And the only reason I do that is just in case there was any kind of an adjustment made where it went click. But see, without a space here, you know you're right on. All right, guys. I'd love to take this apart, but I'm not going to. It's got to be, I'm not sure what's in there. It may just be a junction box for this. If we took this side off, at some point when we get one of these in for service, which may be a while, the sensor board is still here. I can see it. I don't think you guys can see it. It's under here. So the sensor board is going to be attainable through this side. Okay. Once again, under this little junction box, I don't know what's under there. Probably just like I said, just a connection. All right, so let's plug it back in. This time I'm going to put some coins in it because I can empty them out off camera, save you a little time. See if we can find a 5 here. If nobody's gone to Subway for lunch, we'll have a 5 or a 10 left. All right. They always say that you want a minimum of 200 coins, which of course in quarters is $50 to get it started. And away we go. Let's put our catch can in front of it. We'll put a 5 or a couple of them in there. Let's start with a 1 just to show you that it's accurate. One, two, three, 4. There's a 5. Didn't like that 5. Didn't like that 5 either. Oh, you know what? Our board may not be turned on to take 5s. I'm gonna check while we have you here, and we'll see. All right, bills, accept. 1's yes. 2's yes. 5's all right, back to 2's yes. 5's yes. All right, we're out of bookkeeping here. Pardon me, we're out of admin. Let me make sure our dip switches are set correctly. They're not. This was apparently, this happens a lot, guys. This apparently, you see they're all off. We want it on 4-way, 1 and 2. 4, 5, and 6 we want on. They don't always set our dip switches for us when they come back out of the rebuild factory, so we need to be careful of that. A lot of times people get them. I may have to reboot one time. Let's try different build, and we're going to reboot. All right, off one time, back on. All right, if this doesn't take, we're going to use a different validator, because this was one that was below my bench and I thought everything was fine with it. All right, real quick, let me get a different one. All right, here is a rebuilt Always power down when you unhook. Just so you don't have a spark. Alright. Okay, switch settings are the way we want them. Alright, let's start with a 1. Four coins. And accept. Well, as you can see, we do things live here. We don't always test. Anyways, guys, in my mind, I'm going to shut this off. I'm going to unplug it so I can show you. In my mind, my review of this hopper is excellent. American Changer has knocked it out of the park. They have gotten rid of the clunky connection down here at the bottom of the plates. This will replace all green display boards on the 24 volt side. If you're in question as to what you have, guys, when we talk about green display, I'm going to turn this on even though it'll come up out of order. This is the display. Okay, that little maybe 1.5 by 3 inch display. It's got the small pins, as you can see here. This is what these hoppers are for. If you have an earlier board with the 5 red digits up top that give you your codes and your bookkeeping, we also have a solution for that. It requires a different harness, and the earlier hoppers, the 110 volt styles. So guys, and this will keep going till it finds itself, which it won't because I haven't unplugged. Anyways, guys, in my mind, American Changer's done a great job. This is built in-house. This will be around for a long time. The original green stripe hopper that was pretty much the same cabinetry, same belt, came out in about, I want to say 98. Anybody please feel free to correct me. And they used it till about 2000, maybe 17 it was available till then, and then they came out with the Evolution. So anyways, guys, green stripe hopper, I will put the links below with the correct part number, the new part number, and they are available now. Thanks, guys. Doug at Doug's World Tour, vending channel, out.